guys, it's Student Nurse Tiff coming through with another video. In this video, I just briefly want to talk to you guys about some things that I wish I would have knew before starting nursing school. This video will be short and sweet and to the point, so let's get started. So, initially before starting nursing school, I wish I would have knew how expensive textbooks can be. And the reason why I say this is because, this isn't my first go round, so I know that textbooks are expensive. And on average, you can have a textbook cost between $150, $300, but in nursing school, it's a little different. So specifically in my nursing school, the textbooks that we have, a lot of them come with a digital component. And that digital component may be software that the professor used to give us quizzes, give us simulations that may be virtual. It may have in-class style questions or whatever it is additional beyond the actual textbook itself. Some other resources that may be included in our textbook package may be pocket companions. So usually the pocket companion may be a small textbook that may be confined with the most important information in a textbook that you can carry along with you to clinical. It may include an ebook and also physical copy of the text. So most professors like to bundle these packages together. And when they bundle these packages together, they usually range from $300 and up for the packet together. Now, you may say, hey, that may sound like a standard textbook, and it may not sound expensive when you bundle it all together. But when you are averaging from $300 to $600 for one set of textbooks, and you have multiple textbooks per multiple classes, it gets to adding up. So I wish I would have knew before starting nursing school that I actually would have needed a specific budget just for the textbooks alone. So if I could give any advice to any upcoming nursing students, if you're about to start nursing school, save. Save because you'll have some unexpected expenses that you may have to endure, and you want to be prepared. So that's my first tip, what I wish I would have knew. The second thing that I wish I would have knew is how competitive your peers can be towards you in the classroom. Now, you all think that you all are starting this journey together for nursing school, and that the end goal is that you all will finish together being nurses, but you will have some peers in your program who have this competitive spirit about them, that they feel like they have to beat you and get a better grade, and they don't want to share their notes, and they don't want to share their tips with you with how they passed, or they just don't want to be helpful. They want to be more so secluded into themselves and, not help you. And that's okay, I would say, but the thing is, we're all in this together. We're all experiencing this together for the first time. And if I myself could be of any help to anybody, I would. I wouldn't withhold information that I have myself that I could help another individual, because I myself like to see everyone around me succeeding. But you will see that in the nursing program, that your peers will be really competitive towards you. If you're fortunate enough to be able to find friends within your nursing program, that will be most helpful. And the reason why I say this is because having friends throughout the program, you'll notice that will be your ally, and they will help you through every step of the way. And not to say that you need this, but it's better to have people who are on the inside who can relate to you, who are experiencing the same thing you are experiencing, versus someone on the outside who don't really understand what you're going through, can't relate to you, and it's just better that way. And I'm going to give you a perfect example as to why. So just last week, I was in class, and I had to take a very important phone call outside the classroom. This one call took me 2 hours. It was that important that it took me 2 hours to complete the phone call. I was in one of the hardest classes that I had of the quarter, and I was missing a lecture. So originally I was beat out about it because I was like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm gonna pick up on the information that the professor just lectured on, and I needed to be there because he's one of those professors who would literally point out to you what you're gonna be tested on, what you need to know, and I was literally missing all of that information. Because I had a buddy in a program who was willing to help me, she recorded the lecture from start to finish. She was able to send me the recording of the lecture. I was able to listen to the lecture at my leisure and be able to take notes from the information I was giving. And it was like I never had even missed that lecture. Had I not had her as my friend, I wouldn't have had that information. If I would have reached out to one of those people who I was talking about who are more so competitive, they wouldn't have even shared that information. So that's why it's imperative to find out who you match with in the beginning, or who's there for you in the beginning, and kind of like develop those relationships and bonds with people. So had I knew in the beginning that people could be competitive, that's something that you need to know, and how to develop friendships and bond with people who are not competitive, who can be your ally. Those are two important things that you need to know going into a nursing program. So quickly decipher from those competitive ones to those ones who are willing to help, who you're able to develop relationships and bond with, who will be your ally throughout the program. Another thing that I wish I would have knew before I started nursing school is how you can challenge your professors. Like originally when I was an undergrad, I was really shy and timid about confronting my professors about if they were right or wrong. And just like anybody else, professors are not 100% always correct. They are also humans. They are also imperfect. Knowing that I had to develop that confidence enough to where I was able to approach the professors about my concerns, about issues that I felt that were, like an exam that I wasn't properly graded on, or a paper that, I received an unfair grade on. So I'm going to give you guys two examples of how this can help in your favor. Like, let's just say you take an exam and it's a question that you took and you feel like the question was very vague and that the question could have had more than one correct answer, or you feel that the question that was posed, it was kind of like a weird question and that it can be interpreted in different ways. You reaching out to that professor and you explaining your specific concerns about that question, you don't know, one of your peers also could have had those same concerns. And that could be a question that if the professor took a poll that majority of the people got incorrect, that professor could have owned up that was a bad question and threw it out. That could have been points given back to you on the exam. So that's good to note, that if you feel in your heart that a question is unfair or that it's very vague, you argue it. Another thing is like with papers, like one of my professors gave me points off for APA formatting, and I myself, I knew how to cite APA correctly because this is not my first go round. I'm a graduate student for the second time around. So when she gave me the points off, I reached out to her by email. I specifically cited where I got my information from, the specific APA manual that the section that told me where to cite the information and how to cite the information. I sent it to her. And she agreed that I was correct, and she gave me the points. Have I not had that courage to reach out to her and question her because she is the teacher and she's supposed to know it all, I would have missed out on those opportunities and those questions to get those additional points. So if I had any advice to any future nursing student, I would say, one, save, because books are expensive. That's number one. Number two, I would say, be wary and watch out for those competitive students who may be in competition with you. They're not trying to help you, so you might as well just avoid those and move on to the people who you can find that will be your ally, those ones that are willing to help you and those ones that will really help you throughout the program that you can really depend on. You should find those. And lastly, don't be afraid to challenge your professors. If you feel that something that they did was inaccurate or incorrect, you definitely want to reach out to them, because that could be your opportunity to get back points that you lost. Those teachers also look for students who will do that, because that shows that you are, concerned about your grades and that you want to do well, and they respect you. So if there's anything that I forgot to discuss or comment about today, don't be afraid to drop any insight below if you have any. And if you are new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. And I will drop below some of my social media handles. because I do blog about this and I do talk about this on my other social media handles. So I just wanted to drop by with a quick video today. And if you have any other things that you would like me to talk about, don't be afraid to drop them below. And until next time, see you guys. It's been a pleasure.